Today we'll be looking at how to declutter your mind. Why this topic has come up is because on one of my videos, I had mentioned that decluttering your mind, decluttering your house will help you also declutter your mind and the correlation and things like that. And somebody appreciated that, so I thought let me enlarge on that. And also I have been reading about it quite a bit lately because I have been looking into minimalism, rereading KonMari method uh, of Mary Kondo. So I thought that this would be the right time to make a video on how to declutter your mind. So here are 10 ways, 10 tips on how to declutter your mind the non-minimalistic way. So I'm just joking because non-minimalistic is less number of ways. So since there are 10, it's more than one. So I'm calling it the non-minimalistic way. So let's get started. So the very first thing is write down everything. Write down everything that is in your mind, because that's what has always happened for me. When I get overwhelmed, I have to look at studies, I have to maybe go to the post office, do the bank work, maybe pay the electricity bill and this and that, and then I get overwhelmed. So the simple thing to do at that time, what I do is, after I have literally freaked out, I make a list. Now I'm a little better than before. So make a list, write everything down. Once you have written everything down, it becomes very easy on you and you don't get overwhelmed, because now you can see it on paper. It's written there, task 1, task 2, task 3, not necessarily in the order, but at least. So now you have written everything down. Then let's go to the second step, which is to identify which is the most important. So you have 10-15 things maybe, but which is top priority right now? You can't definitely go through all 10 or all 15. So identify the top maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 which you think are top priority, and if that gets done, it is good, it's enough for the day. So don't make it an obsession to finish all 10 or all 15. Again, you'll get into overwhelm, you'll get into the anxiety, stress state. So you have kind of reduced and identified what is important. So if you see the parallel with minimalism, that is what you are doing. You are identifying what is the minimal things which are required to keep you going, to keep you happy, to keep you free, fulfilled and satisfied. So that was step 2, the second thing. So first, you had written everything down. Second, you identified which are the most important. Now that you have identified which are the most important, what do you do next? The next 2 steps are very difficult, at least for me. The third one is do less, go slow, in the sense that you don't have to do all 10 or 15. Just do the 2 or 3 which are the most important to be done. And also, as you go along, you will also have noticed that your requirements will reduce. You won't be putting so much stress and pressure on yourself. So initially it will be very difficult, especially if you are coming from a working background, you are used to deadlines, you have hundreds of things to be done, and there are pressures and tens of tasks to be done. So it will be very difficult to go slow, but that is the next thing to be done. And then what next? After going slow is the 4th step. The 4th step is to let go of things, learn to let go of stuff. In the sense, it's not the actual physical stuff, material stuff, it's the mental stuff. So if things are not going your way, if things are not happening your way, if things are not working out, try let go. Basically, I had learned this from a book by Guy Finley. It's called Living and Letting Go. It is a very good book. If you can get your hands on it, do give it a read. I did not read it on its entirety, but have been through bits and parts of it around 10-15 years ago, 10 years ago maybe. It's worth a read. So he stresses on living and letting go. So if you let go of stuff, you live. So that was the fourth one. Now let's move on to number 5. Number 5 is again something which was tough for me. I am a multitasker. My career is multitasking. As a mom, you are a multitasker. You do multiple things at a time. So the thing is, if you want to declutter your mind and to declutter your life, you need to single task. Do one thing at a time. Whatever one thing you are doing, give that your focus, and don't let others or other things distract you from that one thing you are doing. Don't try to do 2-3 things at a time. It will just create stress, build up tension, create frustration, and you end up getting overwhelmed. Everything will be done in bits and parts. Nothing will be done in its entirety. Everything will feel like incomplete even though it's been done. But if you do one thing and you do it right, that's enough. Or even you don't have to do it 100% right. Just do how much you can, and then remember the previous step, let it go. So that was this step. The next 4 things, 6, 7, 8, 9 steps are those which you must do. You must do so that you don't go into depression. You don't go into getting overwhelmed, overstressed, which I did, and I have a tendency to keep doing. I will de-stress myself and repeat patterns and get back into this stress cycle. So one is get enough sleep. The moment you feel that, I read one article which said, how do you identify depression? You are not sleeping enough, you feel you didn't get sufficient sleep, insomnia. It always starts with that. So the moment you're feeling like you're not getting enough sleep, you're just sleeping 4 to 6 hours. So if your cycle is like an 8-hour cycle, which it should be, you're not feeling rested and all that. So then you need to rest, you need to get sleep. So that is number 6. Now number 7 is to enable you to get this rested feeling. You need to have physical activity going on. So basically another sign of depression would be, or a tendency to move towards depression or too much stress, is you won't go out as much. So you need to have some physical activity going on, going for walks, going for a play, going swimming, doing cycling, whatever does not involve reading, etc., writing. These are not this. You need to do physical activities. You need to exert energy. You need to give off some energy. So that is one. So the 8th one is also similar to the 7th one, which is to go and get one with nature. So we do it quite a bit. Go and visit the ocean, go for walks in the forest, in wooded areas. So it is like a healing effect. It has like a spiritual effect on you. It calms your mind. You will experience a kind of a different energy. So do that, be one with nature. And then let's move on to the next step, which is again very important, is don't watch much TV. Watching too much of television and shows, which I have been doing lately, again gets clutter back into your mind. It gets in opinions, ideas which are not yours into your mind. It creates a state of conflict. Then you kind of think of certain things which you don't need to. You could have rather have a clear mind and be calm and peaceful. So try to avoid television, try to avoid spending too much time on social media uh, and stuff like that. So that is one very crucial thing which has really helped me. And the last step, which is step number 10, is to share with others, connect with others. Sharing your things with others will help you relieve stress. It gets rid of all these anxieties, tensions, otherwise it just pents up and builds up within you. So when you share, you kind of let it out. And also there was a case study done where it was said that when they noticed like suicide cases, and if at the right moment, even if it was chances of suicide are very high, but if someone heard them out, it would reverse it. Like the person would not take that step. It's always, they are not sure, always they are either they will or they will not. So similarly, we are not at that extreme, but basically if you speak out with somebody, you kind of your thoughts are out in the open, and people, then you will think that, oh, it doesn't, once it's out, it doesn't feel as bad as it felt in my head. Or maybe somebody would give a different opinion, and then they would think, okay, I never thought of it in that way. So those were 10 ways to declutter and de-stress your mind. And there is one bonus way. So the one bonus tip which I wanted to share with you is, the fastest and easiest way is to meditate. Basically, I have done different types of meditation, but there's one method which has really helped me, which I have relearned recently, and that is to focus on your breath. So you take in breaths and you focus on your breath. The breath can be equated to life-giving energy, life-giving force. So basically, when you breathe in, you're breathing in life. So you're not superficially breathing. No, you're breathing into your stomach, to your entire being. So you're taking the entire energy into you. So you breathe in the entire energy. So try doing that. If initially it might be difficult, so you can just take shorter breaths and then graduate into longer breaths. And you will notice that usually there is a rule of thumb. They say 21 times you do that, you kind of, your mind stabilizes. It's like focuses. And also the mind, which is like an infant, toddler running around recklessly, it kind of becomes calm, still waters. At that point you are receptive and ready and calm and collected, and you can then go ahead. So anytime, especially new moms and all who are totally stressed out with the day-to-day activities and constant nagging and all, you can just hand over the kid to somebody, close the door, and first calm yourself, and then you will be able to handle the kid. So these were ways to declutter your mind. And what are your ways of decluttering your mind? Please do share, and don't forget to give it a like and a subscribe. And see you tomorrow in another video.